Hello, beautiful people. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you to everybody who joins the live, positively engages this channel. I love you guys. Let's keep the good vibes going. Yes, there's some lower vibrational energies we have to tap into, but there's a lot to look forward to and a lot of positive reassurance I feel like the divine wants to bring in. I'm also going to debut. Shout out to Eugene Vininsky, who gifted me with the new Spanish Lenormand. You guys know he's one of my favorite tarot creators. I have his entire collection. And he just launched the Spanish Lenormand. So I'm going to do my best, just out of respect culturally, that this is the Spanish Lenormand. The book's in English, to make it easier. I think he does sell the Spanish version of the book, but the book's in English, but the writing on the cards are in Spanish. So I feel like, okay, what's worse? Trying to say it and not saying it correctly, or avoiding the Spanish way of saying it and just saying it in English. So I'm going to try to say it in Spanish, and I think it's cool. I'll learn, I don't know, how many cards are in a typical Lenormand, 37, 34. So I'm going to learn 34 Spanish words. We'll use a bunch of decks, but I'm really excited about it. It's gorgeous. It's not like his other Lenormand, the Golden Venetian, which is an extended Lenormand with like 50 or 60 cards. This is the traditional Lenormand deck. All right. So we're going to get into the downloads. We'll pray. We'll pull cards to see what else we get. But there are a lot of downloads. And on our last video, I didn't get to like stay with you guys. So hopefully we'll be able to chill a little longer today. So the first message the first message had to do with loneliness. It's almost like an initiation. So if your life is a journey, there was a certain patch of your journey that you had to initiate it, that you were initiated into this loneliness, energy, independence, sacred space, call it whatever you want, this healing period. But there's something abrupt about how it comes to an end. So this is something many of you guys have been praying for those that are single, for those that, even if you're not single, you feel you might not have a lot of friends, you might not have a lot of family, you could have built and created things like businesses or done things like extracurricular activities, things you're really passionate about and really kind of experienced and enjoyed those things by yourself. Okay, so like we talked about months ago, loneliness, there's a really wide range as to how people feel and experience loneliness. It's not just about singlehood, right? So regardless of the area and the way of which you're experiencing it, coming out of it abruptly felt uncomfortable when I initially channeled the message. It's almost like, collective, you are going to have to adapt and really consciously say, I asked for this. Because I feel like your initial energy is, this is too much. And then you kind of crawling back in your little hole of loneliness. Don't forget, you asked for more friends. You asked for people to enjoy things with. You asked for a large family. Some of you guys never really had that feeling of family. And some of you guys are going to come into unions and you're going to inherit family and friends through these people and could feel really uncomfortable about having to like engage and do social things. Like I feel like many of you guys are going to be thrown into a social life because of certain things. I'm not really sure. There's just so many vast ways, even in career. Some of you guys were used to doing things alone, and because of your successioning, because of the opportunities which you asked for are coming in, it's requiring you now to work with more people and really focus on this team, 10 of Pentacles, this emergent properties energy that we were talking about last week, right? Because there's many traits, there's characteristics that you are going to inherit because of this group dynamic. And on the karmic cycle, they're quite negative, which is why many of you had to go into sacred space to kind of strip yourself of those negative characteristics you gain from those lower vibrational environments and groups and friends and relationships, whatever. You came out of that, you stripped yourself of that, and now the universe is bringing you back into this union energy where you can actually gain more positive characteristics that you might not have to shed later down the road, that you might actually look back and say, I attribute a lot of my success because I came into union with these people and things like that, right? So prepare for the abrupt nature of coming out of whatever area you feel lonely. So identify that to yourself, because some of you guys are in relationships, but you feel lonely because you don't have as much family as your partner does, or you might not have as many friends. You might not have any, and you don't want to rely on your partner's social group, right? So there's a lot with that. So that was one. Then I was also channeling that this could be past, present, or future. And I'm going to say this the best way I can. Okay, because I feel like the divine gets it and is trying to relay that through me. So some of you guys, or someone, because this could be somebody you're connected to, that you feel has done this, or you could feel you've done this, or it's a karmic cycle where you're seeing somebody do this and you're going, oh, I did this in the past. Okay. And essentially somebody, they sacrificed their peace for pleasure. And this was the devil's plan, because this person or these people are going to crave and chase, or you collective are going to chase this peace energy later down this road, should you abandon and sacrifice for the sake of pleasure. So this is us coming out of this obsession with happiness and us focusing more on the fundamentals like freedom and peace, right? So somebody was chasing the happiness, the dopamine. It was the inner crackhead in you. Everybody has an inner junkie, and it has to do with dopamine. And we as a society chase dopamine, i.e. pleasure, but at the cost of what? People have blown their ancestral inheritance. People have sacrificed their family, their kids, their partners, their fucking divine partners, their fucking their homes, their all kinds of things, their peace, their freedom, for pleasure. And what the divine's trying to say is, if you are patient and you stay in alignment, you can have both. The divine's trying to say, collective, this path that you are on of awakening yields both. But devil energy is trying to get you to sacrifice one for the other. And that can get really sticky. So for those that were able to quantify that peace is more important than pleasure and held on to their peace, they are now manifesting pleasure into their life. And it's pleasure in many ways, many, many ways. Okay. But for those that sacrifice their peace for pleasure are now in the chaser energy. And what are they chasing? Whether it's you, whether it's whatever the fuck it is, they're chasing the peace that they abandoned for the pleasure at some point in time. Okay, so if this hasn't happened to you, because you might automatically think of somebody else. Well, I was somebody's peace and they, sacrificed me for some pleasure and da-da-da-da-da-da. Collective, what do your karmics teach you? They prepare you for your future. Okay, that's what your karmics do. So what did they teach you? Don't make the same mistakes as them. So I see that collective, some of you guys are going to be put in a position and you're going to be juggling Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords between pleasure and peace. Do not make deals with the devil and sacrifice nothing. The divine gets you to earn everything so you can have it all. Brick by brick by brick. Pleasure, freedom, happiness, peace. That's the Ten of Pentacles. That's why it's solid. But how can you make something solid if you're sacrificing one brick for another? You're always going to have holes. You're always going to have a spotty foundation. So a lot of these people that sacrifice their peace are experiencing tower moments, i.e. a spotty foundation, not a stable foundation, i.e. that's why the tower occurs. So a lot of people think, yeah, the divine brings in the tower. the divine doesn't. They warn us that the tower will inevitably occur based on the laws of the universe and like gravity and shit. And if you don't have a solid foundation, it's going to break naturally. I mean, the wind will blow one day, a bad storm will hit, and that shit's going to hit the ground. One fucking argument, one fucking truth coming out of the darkness, one fucking whatever, right? So yes, that was another message. Another message was it can't be stopped. So for some of you, something occurred and the universe is trying to tell you that there's nothing you could have done and you didn't do anything to cause this. Somebody could be trying to manipulate you and place blame on you, and the universe isn't going to allow that, because the universe is telling you you did nothing to cause this and you couldn't do anything to stop this. Now, this could be somebody else towards you, collective, right? They could be seeing you do things, pursue things. Somebody could feel an injustice based on the justice you're bringing into their life, into your life for whatever reason. And they are starting to see that you cannot be stopped, that the plans you put into play cannot be stopped. You used fire and earth, so it's solid and it's hot. It's not being torn down, and you ain't touching it unless you want to get burned. So the collective is in alignment. They're in union with the ecosystem. They're utilizing the elements, and it's making you incredibly powerful and energetically dominant. So that's why nothing can be stopped. For some of you, though, you're looking at something and you're trying to stop something, and the universe is telling you need to back up. On this channel, I'm always going to support you guys in seeing yourself as being powerful enough to own your life. But let's us never forget who's really in power. Over here, we give all praise to the Most High, the Creator, the Prime Source, and the universe. These are bigger powers. There's many more bigger powers than us, but this is who we pay our homage to. This is who we look to come into union with and support us. So, and I don't know why this is coming in, but some of you guys, you're dealing with somebody, or you're trying to get to know somebody who doesn't believe in God. That is not a social discussion. I'm going to give you my opinion, and it could come off harsh or non-inclusive or whatever, but I'm just going to hit you guys straight. If somebody comes to me and they say they don't believe in God, I can't do nothing with them, because God is not a belief. It's a level of fucking conscious awareness that you reach at a point in your soul's development. So I don't believe in atheists. I believe in unawakened people that don't really understand, and they haven't surrendered to that powerful force within them that is connected to the prime source. So for some of you guys, I feel like it's coming in because some of you guys are trying to debate this with people. You feel like you really like this person, or you want them in your life, but there's a spiritual blockage here. There's a misalignment spiritually. You have to honor that. Do not sacrifice your spiritual alignment to like be with somebody, or because it's like you're telling yourself you're okay with things, but maybe you're not. It would be like me saying I'm okay with being with somebody who didn't believe in God, when the fact of the matter is I'm absolutely not okay with that. I don't care about your race. I don't care about these things. I mean, whatever, maybe I do. But I don't care about those things. Who am I kidding? Who the fuck am I kidding? So yeah, there was that. There's also some weird shit with some of you guys. This is somebody that you've pulled your energy back from already. This could be somebody you tried to be friends with and it just didn't really work out. But you pulled your energy back from someone, and what they're doing is strange. So some of you guys, this person you pulled back your energy from, you introduce them to some of your closer friends. Like, hey, this is somebody I've met, or somebody, whatever. They are now reaching out or trying to make plans, or they haven't said anything, but it's all this really like nicey. Some of you guys, you're going to have a friend come to you and tell you that somebody reached out to them, but they think that you're still cool with them, but you're not. So then you explain to them what happened or how you're feeling. And then they're like, then it actually proves quite weird why that person would reach out to your friend. Your friend actually tells them. You see, somebody thinks that Your friends are just as disloyal as them and their friends, and they're going to realize that that's not the case. Okay, that's for some of you. You really actually have loyal friends in your corner. Some of you guys could have even been questioning, not sure, feeling paranoid because of relationships in the past and betrayals you experienced with people. These are not the friends you're developing relationships with now, man. These are loyal fucking people that are not into the weird shit. So there was that. Okay. Is there any other downloads before we get into this here? Energetically pregnant. Okay. So some of you guys are energetically pregnant. You could be actually pregnant, of course, that's the obvious. But some of you guys are energetically pregnant, meaning you have conceived something here and it's being birthed, meaning it's working through your tree of life down into your root, i.e. Malkut, to be birthed into reality. This could be a business. This is a project. This is something you vision, the visionary. You envision this and you're making it come to life. So it was really funny. Some of you guys were like making jokes. Remember last reading, I was hurt, my stomach hurt or whatever. And you got like, oh, she's pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant. And then I thought about it after. I'm like, bitch, yes, I am. I'm just not pregnant with a baby. I got shit cooking. Okay, I've conceived things, they're cooking, and they're going to be birthed soon. Just like my frankincense business, just like my vision for coming out of corporate, just for my YouTube channel, all these things, right? So yes, when you see pregnancy energy, Empress energy, apply that pregnant energy energetically to you. Meaning, even if you're not pregnant, don't chalk off the Empress birthing energy. Really look at it and be like, have I conceived something? Am I cooking something up that isn't fully ready, isn't fully here yet? Am I working on something? Is it growing over time with all my energy, time, and effort? Well, then you're pregnant. Something's going to come out of that, right? So anyways, those are the downloads. Let's pray. Hello to everybody who's joined the live. Please like the video. And thank you guys for just making our chat such a beautiful place to be on a Monday. Okay, it really is amazing. But yes, let's debut the Spanish Lenormand. You guys know, like, the quality is unmatched to me of these decks. And I love the history and the darkness with the light. Some of these oracle decks, they're too light or they're even too dark. I just love, it's the balance for me, right? Eugene went a little bit. Anyways, you guys know him, but let's pray. Oh, and for you guys that ask for these decks, I know I'm really bad with posting them. All of the Eugene Vininsky decks I get from tarotmania.ch, because he's in Switzerland or some shit. So it's not .com, it's .ch. That's why most people can't find him. And yeah, I use, the Wander Tarot is the one you guys have been asking me that I use quite a bit. But yeah, Creator God, Prime Source, Ancestors, Guardian Angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective, all the messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding our material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Creator God, Prime Source, Ancestors, Guardian Angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without you. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High forever and ever. Amen. For some of you, that loneliness energy is actually really extreme, because some of you guys might, it's I don't want to say viral. It sounds so dramatic, but it's like all of a sudden your sales increase exponentially, your the meeting requests exponentially, your the social requests to come out increase exponentially. It's like all at once. There's an intensity to that abrupt coming out of the loneliness. Thank you to everybody who donates. Thank you, Micaiah Williams. My friend is starting her YouTube right now with watching your live. Well, hey Flower Bee. I was literally on Patreon today earlier. I posted earlier because I woke up and I found a bee. And you guys already know the situation with the wasp and all that, right? And this time the divine made me actually like touch it. So I'm like, fuck. So I put my hand out to the bee. And I'm like, if you need help, just come. And it literally crawled. It had like a broken leg. It literally crawled onto my hand. And then I dropped it because I got scared. And then I put my hand out again and it came back. And then I had it for a little bit and then it flew away. And my friend said to me, I told my friend, and he was like, it's your electricity gave that bee some life. And yeah, just anyways, I saw a bee and it made me think the bee totem, the bee spiritual meaning of the bee is very prominent, not the wasp, the bumblebee. Okay. What do we want to communicate to the collective at this time? What's most important? What's going to help them? What's necessary? Not popular. What's necessary? Okay, so there could be some really good news coming in. I feel like there could have been a mother who was fighting custody from a masculine, and I feel like she wins. Or it's whoever the stable parent is. Whoever the stable, whoever the God-fearing, whoever the enlightened parent is, whoever the earth angel parent is, they're the ones that are getting custody. The right person is getting custody of this child. And we'll read and shit. We'll read because it's a brand new deck. We gotta research. We gotta read it together, learn it together. So El Nino, and you guys can correct me if I say it wrong, and El Ginetti. So this is the rider. It's the 9 of Cups, but it's also number 1. It's the rider. This is also good news. This is a messenger. This is somebody that you want to hear from, or you want to hear what this person is coming to relay to you. This could even be like a delivery that you're waiting for, and you're really excited once it gets there, once it gets to you. This rider could actually, if you're a single mother, I feel like because of the age of your child, you weren't really focused on relationships. I think you were really just focused on getting away from the drama, Knight of Swords, of your previous situation. And as you're focused on that, there's somebody focused on you. And the only reason why they haven't approached you is somehow they know that you're not fully cleared of this energy, this drama. Yeah. So the reason why some of you, because we have the 9 here, some of you guys aren't able to move forward is because you haven't wrapped up a cycle yet. Some of you guys are waiting for somebody to do something, and you're literally projecting your relationship with the universe. So you're all frustrated because you're waiting for somebody to do something, come forward, say something, express something, whatever, and it's and make some kind of change. You're putting the power into somebody else with regards to wrapping up your karmic cycle. And the divine is trying to tell you, nobody wraps up this karmic cycle but you. And you're waiting for somebody, and the divine is actually waiting for you. And I had to come to that harsh awakening realization. I was waiting. It wasn't waiting for someone. I was waiting for the universe. Do this for me. Make this change. Make this change. And then the divine was like, the only person who can do that is you. And then I realized what I could do, what action I could take to bring in transformation in my life. I wasn't seeing it. I was doing everything else under the sun with regards to taking action. And the universe showed me the one area, because I see myself as very action oriented, until the divine showed me the one area where I'm stagnant and I'm not willing to take action, which is why I'm not transforming. So I had to do that inner work the last week with myself, right? So that's also where this is coming from. Like I said, I'm not above any of these messages. Most of these messages were for me, are for me, or are for my future self. So yeah, I feel like you collective, you need to see and empower yourself where you can take action to get something done, especially for those of you that are projecting. So if this is romantically and you're projecting, oh, this partner needs to, whether it's a secret admirer, whether it's some ex, whatever, somebody new, they need to take action. They need to let me know they love them. They need to do this. They need to do that. And the fact of the matter is you need to come into union with yourself. So if it's the Lovers card, for example, and I shared this on Patreon, what if the lovers, those three people traditionally depicted on the Lovers card, was your mind, your body, and your soul? And your soul is trying to negotiate between your mind and your body. Let me get the card because you guys really need to understand what I say. Especially in the love department, because love is a reflection of self-love. Your love romantic relationship should be, your partner should be a reflection of the way you love yourself, which is why your karmic relationships were your karmics treated you so badly, because they reflected the lack of respect you had to your own body, to your own time, to your own self. That's what they showed you. So here, if all of these people, if this isn't a choice between two lovers, what if this is your soul trying to negotiate between your mind and your body to come into union? Because your body's looking at your mind and saying to your soul, my mind doesn't respect me. I tell it I need this. I tell it I need this. I tell it to stop giving me this, and the mind doesn't listen to me. So your soul's brokenhearted trying to get the body and the mind in union. Do you take care of yourself? When your body cries out to you, do you hear it? But you're in the ethers crying out to some lover and they don't come. That's exactly how your body feels about your mind when your body cries out to your mind and says, help me. I need food. I need better food. I need you to stop doing this. I need to stop this. You're hurting me. I'm dying. And your mind is disconnected from the body, so it ain't hearing all of that. Your mind's going, I'm just trying to stay sane. So before you project the need of action from your romantic prospects or the people you're romantically tethered to, please understand what they are a reflection of. And it is of your need to stand up and stake your love for self and take the action towards yourself that's going to prove that you love you. Just like you want all these people to prove they love you, but you don't do it to yourself. I know I'm not the funnest reader. I'm just, you know what I am. And I just appreciate you guys for receiving me and accepting me as I am and how I choose to be a tarot reader. I'm just a messenger, fam. So thank you for giving me a safe space to communicate these messages authentically and genuinely with just as much passion as I receive them with. It's the 10 of Wands. You see the butterfly, that's the transformation. Look how fucking sturdy and strong you are. Your horns are full grown. You have transformed. You are solid. You are powerful. And that's what that burden taught you. That burden was heavy. And look how strong you are now. You don't need to carry it anymore. You've gained all the strength required. That's also Aries energy. The leader. You want changes. You want your soul. You want people to you have to be the change that it is that you seek. You have to be the action it is that you crave from people. You have to be the love of self that it is you yearn for from others. Okay. But I'm going to take two more. I'm going to take that and then we'll decide what we want to read. I feel like I want to read El Ginetti, El Toro, El Ginetti, and El Nino, the child, the rider, and the bull, which is the bear. Ooh, and then we've got the birds. So we got three more. I only asked for two and I got three. You see, I got more than I asked for. So the collective is getting more than what they asked for. Be grateful. understand why some of you guys don't feel grateful and you're like, well, I didn't ask for this shit. See why the universe is giving it to you, because there's a lot of energy, this Uranus unexpected energy, but it's also, this is out of your hands. This wasn't your fault. There's this nothing you can do. It's the polar opposite of what we've been talking about, trying to empower ourselves to bring in change and be the, you know, the dominant forces in our lives. And then what's being mirrored by that is how powerless we are, and how we just have to surrender to what we have no control or say in. That is a part of our serendipity, meaning if there's a web, the divine, think of the divine being a spider and they're weaving a web of serendipity and all this shit. Based on where you are in the web, this is going to occur and this is what you're going to have to experience and go through. And there's nothing really you can do about it because of just where you are on the web. You aligned yourself on the web. But now the universe see something you can't see. So if you trust the universe and you trust the divine, you know you're going to be all right. You'll land on your feet. You'll reach land. You'll float. Then we have the snake, the queen, and the king of wands. That's very interesting. But why do I feel like this is a karmic partnership? And the reason is because the Queen of Wands in this deck with the snake is watching the King of Wands. The King of Wands has his or her back. So this is the action-oriented person, not male or female, the action-oriented person, the one who is in energetic dominance, has turned their back to this karmic partner who's showing up in the reading as the snake. So I think that the clouds revealed this light. This light revealed some darkness here, some lies, some deceit. This could be something that you warned somebody about, collective. You warned because you could see in the dark. Why? Because you do shadow work. So you could see this snake, whether it was in the light or in the dark, and you tried to warn people and they didn't listen. And now the sun's coming out and they can see it for themselves. But that's why you didn't get bit and they did. That's why the storm, because there's a storm coming, collective, and it's not coming for you. It's coming to someone in your vicinity. It's a storm, but it's not coming for you. It's coming for somebody else. Somebody used the devil, and now the devil is going to use them. They used the devil to keep things in the dark, and the devil said, absolutely, I'll keep your secrets. I'll keep this hidden. I won't tell anybody. I'll make sure nobody knows all this shit. And then the devil came to you and said, if you want me to keep these motherfucking secrets and keep you in the fucking dark, you need to fucking do some shit for me. And some of you guys were brave and said, you know what, fuck that. I'd rather have everything come out in the light than do anything for you. I was already taught not to sell my soul to no fucking demons. So you're going to let that light hit you and watch how blessed you are, and that it's not as bad as what the devil said it would be. Devil is trying to keep you in the dark. And you already know what happens when there's no sun. You don't get vitamin D. And vitamin D means you struggle mentally to be happy. That's why countries that have high UV and fish as their staple diet, the people suffer depression less regardless of their economic class. Which is why countries like here, no matter how fucking much money somebody has, they're always still depressed, because most of us shouldn't be here. From you have melanin in your skin, you're not getting enough vitamin. My doctor told me I could walk around naked all summer and still not get as much vitamin D as my system needs based on the color of my skin. You could tell by my elbows and my knees that I was severely deficient of fucking sun, i.e. vitamin D. I'm not supposed to be here. That's enough. You don't have to tell me nothing else. That's enough for me to confirm that I shouldn't be living in this part of the world. And the reason why that's also coming up is because collective immigration is going to be one of the hot, I told you this, guys, this last year, immigration is going to be one of the most important things that people are focused on and talking about on social media. There are things happening, okay, that are not in the media like that, meaning our social medias. But I was doing some research and I was watching some shit even about Canada, how Canada had plans prior to COVID to increase the population by like 100, 200 million. They're trying to compete. They're trying to be in the big five of the most populated countries in the world. But the only way that could happen is if you start breaking ground up north. There's not a lot of humans can survive that far up north here, which is part of the reason why they brought 50,000 Ukrainian migrants here. And you might think, well, that's so nice of Canada to go and save all of those Ukrainian people, but go and ask them what they did to the Syrian people. Those people are still living in government housing projects. They're desperate. They have no food. They haven't been relocated. They were literally forgotten once Canada got its accolades for it. Was just, there's a lot. So I just feel like people are going to start getting really focused on where they want to live, and no different than the trend was for Canada and America and US to be the lands of opportunity. And we have to go there if we want any opportunity. What's the opposite of that? What's the law of karma of that collective? That everybody's running away from Canada, US, and America, trying to get out. Everybody wants to go there because they think it's the land of the free until we're stuck here like slaves and they're not trying to let us go, which we already saw a piece of that with the whole COVID lockdown business. So it's not really that far-fetched. They already did it. So yeah, I'm going to move off of that. I try not to get this political, but the only reason why I'm bringing it is because the immigration thing came in. Okay, and then we've got the heart on the bottom. So I feel like we should read the rider for sure. Whoa, the book opened up to the snake, so we definitely have to read the snake. I feel like we should actually read it first. Okay, it just opened up. Amid the palace pillars, clad is a dress resembling iridescent serpent skin, stands a beautiful woman, striking and cold, alluring and dangerous. This huntress is surprisingly agile and elusive. She knows how to stay hidden and wait for the prey, how to seize the moment, strike out of the shadows and lock the prey in its cold and steely embrace. Who was she before this? Perhaps a Maja, a courtesan, a man's plaything, or a countess turned an impoverished reject of high society, or maybe a charming, downerless scion of a destitute noble house. Who could she become? Might be she will become a lady's maid of honor at the court of Madrid, a wife of a grandee, or even a king's paramour. Whatever the case, she shall attempt to ascend to the pinnacle of wealth and power. Akin to a patterned snake wrapped around a pillar of royal mansion, the beauty is reaching for the skies by exploiting power and social standing of others. She must not falter, prematurely revealing her nature. Yet, when the time comes, the sharp, venomous teeth might sink into her prey, killing it, and the coils of her lovely body might slowly and delicately suffocate the victim. I told you guys, don't fuck with the meek, because a snake's meek. That's what people don't understand. Like, if we're actually looking at the animal, I know we look at the snake as being something bad, but let's look at the actual animal. A snake is meek. It's trying to hide in the bushes. It's trying to hunt privately and quietly. It doesn't see itself. It sees itself just as much hunted as it does as a hunter. But we all know what happens when you try to fuck with a snake. No matter how meek and slidey it is on the ground, it will fucking kill you. So I just feel like that's the meek. Okay. Okay. Yes, when the time comes, blah, 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 the cunning disguise itself and artlessness, the gill dons the mask of sincerity. Balthasar Gratian, the Pocket Oracle, version 13. Events, temptation, seduction, an unexpected danger, a threat to life, health, or well-being, creating negative enchantments, a food, drug, or any other kind of poisoning. Guys, these, I feel like none of this matters. None of this fucking matters. We're fucking unstoppable. Let them try. They're going to choke on their own fucking poison. These fools are trying to put poison in a fucking bottle and it gets in their eye and they fucking die. Like, don't worry. God's going to take care of them. Okay? They want to come and fucking stab you. They end up cutting themselves in the fucking car. There's blood all over the place. They got to go to the hospital now and get stitches, but they came there to cut you something. Right? God forbid they want to shoot you. They might shoot off their motherfucking hand or their leg or some shit like that. Somebody's trying to rob you. Well, somebody's trying to rob them. So I have a sneaking suspicion that the demon that's trying to rob them is more powerful and is going to get them first. And then they're not going to have time to rob you. They're going to have to recoup on what they lost and try to figure out who finessed them. I don't even know where that came out. My shadow just took the reins for a hot second. I don't know. Okay. Business, medicine, pharmaceuticals, homeopathy, indirect forms of conducting business, double entry, bookkeeping, enemies at work, secret ill wishers in business. Don't worry, it's not a secret for long. The sun's coming out. Okay. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun that exposes these low vibrational haters, these snakes in the grass. Let me stop playing. Okay. Financial. Competition, which is not obvious but dangerous. Finances, difficult financial position, a necessity of saving money for some unforeseen expenditures, old debts which suddenly come forward, relations, insidiousness, reticence, secret animosity, toxic entourage, toxic relationship. These are these toxic fucking friends. Remember, I told you there's somebody who doesn't understand that you and your friends are not disloyal and low vibe like them and their friends. This was somebody you were considering as a friend or trying to, and it not gonna work. But it's what this person is doing. This person is bringing. They're going to be told about. They're going to actually see this. Their toxic ways. They're going to feel embarrassed. They're going to feel shameful because these actions were all done in the dark. So if there was no shame and you didn't feel no way about this, why not just be open and do it because you're ashamed? And it's great because when people are ashamed of their negative actions, because real demons aren't ashamed, and it's hard to gain energetic dominance over somebody who isn't ashamed of their actions. They're standing firm in their truth, even if it's dark. But people who are ashamed of the low vibrational things that they do, they're a lot easier to energetically dominate. You just have to be willing to expose them. Okay. Recommendations: be wise and patient, make decisions in a cold-minded and cold-hearted way. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys are going to have to be cold because of the snake is a cold-blooded animal. So this is you trying to it's like energetically match in a sense. And it's not like you're coming down to their level, you're functioning. It's like you can be cold-blooded too. The difference is this person can't be warm-blooded and you can be both. You can metamorphose, you can transform, you can adapt. Somebody knows they're caught. Somebody knows they're caught. I heard a bull in a china shop. I feel like somebody gets called out and they make a really big scene and they try to bring destruction. And what they're doing is, because I can see the argument, somebody gets called out and they start getting upset. The yelling and the tantrum, it distracts. It makes it hard to hear what the person's saying. That's why this person's doing this. This person knows that somebody is willing to communicate the truth about this person or is going to expose them somehow. So as soon as this happens, they start popping off. They might even physically, if this is you, this person might even physically fight you. They are literally just trying to stop you from saying whatever the fuck you finna say. Somebody does not want you to say there. Somebody is terrified of being exposed by you. I feel like that's why somebody feels, even if they're not going to execute any of these plans, the darkness is trying to convince them that somebody has to get rid of you because of what you know or what you're willing to say or what you saw. Not going to do nothing, because they're going to get exposed. So it doesn't even matter that you know. Everybody knows now. So now they're not going to be mad at you. They're not going to look at you as a threat. They're going to actually hide. Because now everybody knows. It goes from one person being targeted because they know something to everyone knowing. So now this person can't be targeted, if that makes sense. Somehow it got out. Other people found out. I don't even know. Okay, and then let's read the birds. I love this card. It's one of my faves. And it's La aves. Las aves. Las aves. Shit, I haven't even checked the chat. How are you guys? Hey guys. Work very hard to hide my other side. Yeah, I know. Oh, I work very hard to hide my other side. Yeah. For those of you that do that, your shadow's going to lash out against you. It's going to hijack. I also channeled, I'm speaking to somebody who's meek. Just because you're meek doesn't mean, you have to understand if you're meek, it's like what people don't understand is what's the opposite of it. If somebody's an earth angel, if somebody's higher self is powerful enough to be an earth angel, what does that mean about their shadow? Based on the laws of the universe, what would their shadow then be? What would it be? I dare you to say it. People can't, they refuse to admit this because they refuse to admit this in God. They swear that God is all light and love and then gives the devil power as if the devil and God are sides, which they are not. The devil, thank you. A demon, Desmond, yeah. The powerfully dark, yeah, you still can't say it because you don't want to admit it, but you'll call yourself an angel, but you won't admit that your shadow is the polaring, powerful, just as powerful as your inner. That's why inner angels are so powerful, because they were able to dominate that powerful demon. You have a choice. If you're an earth angel, you had a choice to either be a powerful angel or a powerful ass demon. Okay, it's one of the two. You were going to be powerful either way if you're an earth angel. No different than a lot of these fucking demons. They could be angels like we've never fucking seen, should they pick the path. No different than there's angels. And I don't know, I feel like most of these people are not going to challenge the meek. But there's a small group of you that are and should. Like I told you guys, it's a very different situation if the devil comes to your door. And if you're meek, your shadow, your inner demon gets a bly that theirs doesn't. So be careful trying to pick on the meek and lash out against the meek. The meek are going to do some dark shit to you and they're going to get the bly for it. And you're going to go, how? What the fuck you mean? They're protected. Angels, demons, archangels, archons, the whole fucking nine. The whole nine. You think just angels protect me after all the dark work I've done and all the light I've shined in dark places and all the sympathy and compassion I've given to darkness? No, I get a lot of support from all kinds of, half of these fucking, I don't even know what they are. But because of the path that I picked of enlightenment, of truth, of mission, I get all the guides that are associated with that path. Should I ever deviate from this path, I don't get those guides anymore. They all abandon me. They stay with the path. They don't stay with me. I have my own guides that stay with me. But then I have guides that I've acquired because of paths that I've picked. It's amazing. And then once I move on, I come out of union with them. In a sense. Okay. Right, we're at 48 minutes. Let's I'm gonna pull a few tarot and then we'll wrap with two of the oracle. I want to pull from the oracle visions and the astral codes. We didn't pull from the astral codes last week, even though I said I was going to. I feel the utter beauty of the creation and destruction of chaos at work. I love your explanation. Thank you, Meg. All I need, I'm all and none. Yes, raw days, it's those vibes. I'm all and I'm none. I have all the power and I have no power at all. This means that the collective is in union with the ecosystem and with the universe. That makes you powerful within itself. And half of the reason why people feel like they need to rise up against you the way they do is because they see how powerful you are. That's why they have to, that's why there's this much force. And that bull comes running to that fucking snake. If the snake's the meek one, this thing's going down. It's going down. One bite. Within 20 seconds, that giant half-ton animal is dead. Careful where you want to stomp around. It's cool. It's crazy how we all read the snake as something bad, and now I'm seeing it in a totally different energy. Like, I'm rooting for the snake. If you're the meek and this motherfucker's coming and stomping all over the fucking place trying to bully you, and you're just trying to hide and get under bushes and stay away from it, and now this thing puts you in a corner, you better fucking do what you do. Do what you do and do it good. Yeah. Anyways, it's the integration for me. Snake healing. So we've got the bee, and then we've got the snake as animal totem. So if those of you in the comments can maybe add it, if you look it up, copy and paste it and add it in the comments. What's the animal totem for the bumblebee, which we discussed, as well as the snake? We could even say the ram. We got ram, horse, bird, snake. Bird, snake, and horse. No, it's the dragon. It's the snake. No. It's the dragon, the eagle. And what else? I don't know why that came in. We got the high priestess, because my higher self's trying to tap in. Got the Five of Swords in reverse. This is amazing. This was conflict. This is the collective looking at this conflict. Look at you. You didn't even flinch. It's in reverse. It didn't come to your door. The storm didn't come for you. Something got handled. Somebody was coming. Somebody was trying to create a blockage for you, and they are now slapped with the same blockage. So if they were trying to create a blockage for you, they now have a blockage to you, meaning they don't have the same access to even be able to create a blockage. Or this could be the divine putting a blockage in another area of their life where they are trying to manifest for themselves. So now they can't manifest for themselves because they're too busy trying to manifest in other people's lives, whether it's for good or for bad. We know, collective, if we want to manifest, we have to go within. We can't be busy about what's happening in everybody else's life when we have things to tend to. Read the birds. Okay, sorry. Oh, and the rider. Okay, you guys set me straight. All right. I just looked down and I saw read the birds in capitals. Thank you, Lasha Isaac. I will do it now. I love Angel. I love how you guys deal with me. I just love you guys. I really feel like I know you people. The birds. Okay, and in the other Lenormand, there's only 2 birds. And in this one that Eugene made, there's 3. So I'm interested in that. A sweltering wind sweeps over the plains of Consuegra, toying with sails of windmills. Their creaking chatter melds with the sonorous twittering of birds. The air rings and shifts, distorting the sounds landscape, nimble and chatty as the wind. Some magpies have gathered in an elegant black and white flock. What is the subject of such a lively conversation? A glittering something that seems very important to them. The curious feather gawkers are discussing a gold crown, lost and misplaced. And just for you guys to know, these birds will actually pick up shiny things in a way to like gain each other's attention, to initiate social interactions. So if these birds don't know each other, they'll go and pick up shiny shit to try to get each other's attention. They're incredibly intelligent birds, but that's why the crown is the shiny object, where in nature it could be a piece of tinfoil. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Secrets of the Spanish court and stolen treasures. Chattering incessantly, they entertain themselves, make acquaintances and argue and gossip to their heart's content, thus asserting themselves. Time flies and the wind carries their chirping like dust the moods rapidly shift, and then the birds passing curiosity makes way to practicality. They quickly determine that the golden crown won't feed their young, while the ground around the mills have a great many grains dropped by pedestrians. They must be picked up and fed to the chicks and fast before the neighbors get a chance to peck them. Tired of chattering and fussing about, the magpies will soon depart, having forgotten this event altogether. Their idle gossip has no merit, as people rightly say, like the opinions of others matter not. Let the opinions of others matter not. So I feel like for some of you, you guys could have come out of some union with people and noticed that there's no merit. The conversations have no value. There's no gain. It's like you can think of a million other things that you could have better spent your time on than being with these people, going out with these people, spending time with them. I just feel like you might think that a certain relationship, or even it could have been a date or an experience, but something was a waste of time. A relationship, an interaction, you could have been asked out and like took time to get ready and go out and feel like the conversation was weak, there was no deep connection, and that you kind of wasted your time. The events, substantive discussion, a meeting, intellectual interaction, a warning about concerns, ominous signs of future complicated events, evil eye, attracting evil events by talking about them. These people that wished you bad, while they were wishing you bad, you weren't focused on that. You were too busy wishing good for yourself. Okay? And the people who were hating and wishing bad on your success, and energetically it was giving a pull, like you're trying to believe in things, but you energetically can feel, or you're hearing, or you're getting this pull of no, and you can't, and it's not possible, and you ain't shit, and just all of that was a projection of the person who was sending this to you. And hopefully you've ascended enough to understand that the only reason why that was an energetic match was because you believed them. And now that you don't, who are they talking about? They ain't talking about you. They're talking about their goddamn self. So all that shit they wished in their life is manifesting. These are the basic fucking laws. That's why you don't have to be a university grad to make it in life. You just need to be in union with the ecosystem, work with the universe a little bit, and fucking know the laws. Business, ability to retrieve information from competitors, patience, discrediting in business, skillful. Yeah, this discrediting and the competitors. I told you, if you're being your authentic self, there is no competition. Don't let people get you to act like yourself in order to prove you're better you than the people who copy you. Or first of all, if you're a leader, you have to get over the fact that people are going to copy you. You guys have to. If you're leaders, if you're movers, shakers, change makers, forward thinkers, innovators, creators, people are going to copy you. What don't you guys get about that? Why? What's wrong with that? It's people who aren't leaders that can't handle people doing exactly what they do to others, which is copy. The people I see crying about copycat are out here literally projecting. Have you ever in all the years hear me talking about somebody copying me, yo? Ever? Why would I? If I'm doing something right, they should be. If I'm a forward thinker, if I'm a creator and an innovator, they should. And it still will never be like the original. Look at every knockoff fucking thing there is. Yeah, it looks similar, but the quality ain't there. It don't last as long. It gives you a rash. I don't even know, man. The past couple of readings, man, I don't even feel like I'm here. It's literally, I'm in my own fucking world. And then I come up to get air and I see the chat and I go back down in. It's like, I feel like it's part of the surrender energy. I know it has to do with like, you know, my authenticity, but also surrender. But it just feels crazy. Like, I don't know. Anyways, relationships, fidelity in love. Sorry. Finances, average income, occasional earnings obtained in tough competition, a big gain from time to time, including luxury articles. Fidelity in love, rancor in animosity, very strong love to children and striving to protect them. Remember what we said at the very beginning with the Nino, the message a light worker was viciously protecting a child. And I feel like it had to do with some kind of custody. There was somebody very demonic trying to fight for custody of a child. And I feel like a light worker was terrified that this person would get access or get custody of this child and made a decision for hell or high fucking water that wasn't going to happen. And that's what manifests. Because you energetically dominated the situation. There was no other fucking option. I see some of you guys save a child. I know that sounds dramatic, but you save a child from a bad environment, from a bad situation. You fight for the justice of a child. You expose somebody who treats children or treats children poorly or outright abuses them. When I say treats them poorly, like this could be somebody who pretends they like kids, but don't really. So they don't abuse children, but they don't really treat them well because they don't really like them because of their lack of union with their own inner child. What else? Somebody's going to expose somebody who doesn't like children. Somebody's going to expose them and be like, you don't really like that kid. This could be a step parent. There could be some stepmother or stepfather trying to pretend like they love their partner's kid and it's a crock of shit. And they're going to be exposed by another adult. Another adult is going to challenge this person and be like, how do you feel your partner feels about, you know, being a step parent or you having kids already? And they're like, oh, you know, they're okay. You know, they support and da-da-da-da-da. But you're seeing that in the darkness, you're because you can see through the darkness. You can see in dark places. You don't need the sun to see clearly, High Priestess, Hierophant. You do not need the sun to come out. Remember that. That's what your shadow work does. It allows you to see in pitch darkness. So then when the sun comes, what does it do? It exposes what you already said you saw. So many of you guys don't even expose this shit. Well, you tried to and it didn't work. Nobody believed you because they couldn't see. Well, the sun's coming out and they're about to see, but remember where they heard it first. And a lot of time people don't want to hear it because it's you. Their egos don't allow them to hear it because it's you. Well, it doesn't matter what their egos allowed. You tried to tell them. So don't fucking cry. You already done tried to expose this person for not being good to the pickney, not liking the pickney. So when this person does something to this pickney, don't fucking cry. You. I don't know who I'm talking to, but it's triggering me. Because there were fucking signs and somebody told you, oh, I gotta come off of this because my shadow will cuss the dog shit out of this bitch. I don't give a fuck. You were warned. Pleasure over peace. Somebody is willing to, somebody opens the door for pleasure when they should have kept it closed because of their peace, and they open the door to pleasure, and in comes a fucking snake, and this snake bites somebody's kid. You were fucking warned. You, whoever the fuck I'm talking to in this situation. And I know you can feel it because you were already warned. Whoever this person is, they already told you this before you watched this reading. And you still won't leave this person. And you still let this person come over into your home where your children's are day. You. I'm coming off of that. That's no fun to read for. Anyways. You were fucking warned. All right, I think I'm going to come off of this now. Let's wrap up with the oracle. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in for this Monday reading and accepting me as I am. Thank you to everybody who just supports the brand, because we are a brand. We Angel Gang, we built a whole brand. And the surprise that I had for you guys, I was going to wait to tell you, but the fact of the matter is that I don't want to make the same mistake that I did last time because of internet and stuff. But I don't know if you guys remember when I did the poll for Jamaica or for the retreats, I was asking if you guys were down to retreats, and I thank you for everybody who took the poll and just genuinely answered. So after I did that poll, I started planning the first annual Angel Gang retreat in Jamaica. So in a very short amount of time, it's already booked, but I'm going there to do the retreat that we planned. So I obviously can't do a tour with a group of people for the first time. That's just a fucking nightmare waiting to happen. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's Queen Cup, Miss Sweetie. You guys can follow me on there. I'm going to update. You guys are going to see, I'm going to get our rentals, the car rentals, the hotel, all of the extracurricular. We're doing horseback. We're doing speedboarding. We're going to the ganja farms. We're going to the rivers. We're having a beautiful dinner at a nice, like, touristy restaurant on the last night. So that's what I've been doing. That's what's been cooking in my belly. So I am just really excited to let you guys know that is in the making. We are planning to have the retreat in February for Black History Month. We're going to learn a lot about Jamaican history. So I just thought it was a great month to have it, but it also gives enough time for people to organize, get themselves available for it. So yes, that's just, usually I don't share these things this prematurely, but I am, because it can't be stopped, and it's already in the books, and there's too many moving, there's too much force, there's too much love, there are too many high vibrational people that are a part of this, that are actively manifesting this. It can't be stopped, and I'd be careful trying to stop it too. You might get bit. My shadow's on one today, and I don't know. I don't even care. I just love my shadow. I'm just really proud of my shadow and how far it's come. Even if it gives me a hard time and it still lashes out here or there, it really is in alignment with the mission. It's not giving me as much. It's giving me a hard time in a different way, not in the form of resistance, but just lashing out and like just whatever. It's not even a thing. I don't want my shadow to feel like it's a burden to me. It's fully integrated. The rest of my soul adores my shadow and appreciates it for catching up, for choosing the soul. I always wanted to fit in. And I didn't realize when I was saying that was my shadow saying to me, I want to fit into my own fucking soul. You treat me like a guest in my own soul, and you make me feel like I don't have a place here. So no wonder why my shadow would feel like it hates God. Why would you create me and put me somewhere where I don't belong and I don't feel like I fit in, and where I feel like I'm just being attacked? You feel that way externally, right? Well, I'm just showing you what's a reflection of. So my shadow doesn't walk around as a guest in my soul anymore. It's got its own spot. It eats dinner with us. It goes on family excursions together. We work together. We play together. We do everything together. And 3 years ago, I wrote a letter to my shadow promising that I would never abandon it again. And I kept that promise because I'm loyal. My shadow's like, My shadow's so cute. All right, let's wrap this. Okay, fourth house, home. Okay, we're gonna read that. That touched me. I'm sorry. That touched me because of what I was just talking about me personally. Anyways, the fourth house, home, which is Cancerian energy. If your chart were a village map, the fourth house would be your home base. Our early home life impacts our sense of sanctuary and how we bring things to conclusion. Action, come home and make it a sanctuary, create a place to renew and to live an intimate, authentic life. Home is an emotional space more than a physical address, but both matter. In the practical realm, it may be time to renovate, reorganize, or move in the physical realm, or to negotiate boundaries with a roommate. Create a home that feels safe and renewing at the end of the day, where you are truly off stage so you can drop your guard and refill your wells. The fourth house also speaks of existential homesickness, of a longing for a home you've never had. If you don't have a map from childhood to create sanctuary, make one. Be ready to do the next layer of therapy or tend to some work around your family karma. Think about how you would like to have been parented rather than how you were parented, and use that as a model of self-care. In the spiritual realm, build or visualize a meditation place, a portable sanctuary that can be home to your spiritual practice. Explore the quiet depths of your meditation. Drop down to your hara, to your center of gravity, and renew your connection to the earth beneath, the sky above, and the spirit within. If you're asking about a project, check that it was well suited. Make sure the people involved feel safe and have a healthy work-life balance. On these levels, develop a healthy approach to bring a project to conclusion. Know when to stop. Challenge. Let your home be a sanctuary that helps you prepare to deal with the world, not a place in which you hide from the world. Gift a sanctuary within your soul and safe surroundings in which to renew. Allow you to generate, find your center, and greet your world afresh. I'm sorry, you guys are probably like, why am I crying? This has totally to do with just me and my shadow and what I explained about the house, that I don't make it a guest in my soul like a house. Anyway, I love you guys. This was our Monday reading. I'm not gonna just run. We talked about a lot of things. So if you guys have any questions, I'll stay on for a minute or two more. You guys probably don't, because I know a lot of you guys go and watch the reading again and whatever, but so I love you guys. There's a lot that's been going on in the ethers, and it's just a reflection about how much is transpiring or will transpire in the 3D. Don't have to see you to feel you, and do. Thank you. Thank you guys. Queen Diamond, Bass Tarot, Creatrix Inc., a big transition happening. I can't wait for these meetups. The Jamaica retreat is going to be wild. It's 5 days. So in order to cut costs and to also make it easier for people to logistically navigate, we've capped it at 5 days. So it's a quite intense 5 days. Now, mind you, if you decide, you know what, I just want to stay at the hotel, there's always a driver and an attendant at the hotel to like accommodate those people. But like, we are jam packed. We've got buses that are going to be taking people. And I got, instead of one giant bus, I got us like these, they're like Sprinter vans. And so I'm just going to go check the supplier, make sure, you know, they're all good and whatever. So that different buses can go to different places if need be. But anyways, it's going to be a movie. It's going to be really incredible. And then simultaneously, what I'm actually really pregnant with, it's not so much the retreat. This is my third business. What I'm doing with my family in Jamaica is starting a business, which is the Ancestral Retreat. So the retreat that we go on in February is one that you'll be able to book with the family at a later date on your own. So if you want to go with your friend or a partner or your family, like later in the year or whatever the case is, you'll be able to book with them and do that. So yes, this is what we've been working on. We're very excited. I can't wait to give you guys a really authentic Jamaican experience during Black History Month, so it's just, I'm excited. And then next year it'll be in Ghana at Portal Forests. And every year we'll do it somewhere different and we'll vote. But the 2 years are already booked because I've been supposed to go to Portal Forests in Ghana, and I've always wanted to go to Afrochella, and what better way than to do that with all of us together. So I'm excited. All right. Please like the video for frankincense. You can go to www.queencup.ca for additional content in between the weeklies. You can go to Patreon/queencup. And to the next time I see you, beautiful people, thank you. Truly. I love you guys, truly. All right. Keep letting your inner angels live. Ciao.